My name is Dr. Dave Miles, and today we're going to be talking about the first of 5 ways to raise your employee engagement scores. This article outlines the first of 5 ways to raise your employee engagement scores. One major mistake that leaders and organizations make when attempting to manage employee engagement is to have a myopic, laser-like focus on the scores. Now, it seems obvious. There's absolutely no need to conduct an employee engagement survey if you don't have some form of measurement at the end. This is crucial for benchmarking purposes. You have to have a way to measure your progress. But in the end, it's ultimately all about the people, not the scores. Sometimes try quantifying that people aspect to senior leadership and the C-suite if you're in the middle of the organization versus looking at the hard numbers. That's very hard to do. It's not an easy task, and in some cases it's simply impossible at your organization level. That's why it's imperative for senior leadership to understand how important the people are behind the numbers. The performance pressure and the pressure to increase the scores are real, and they're there in every industry that closely tracks employee engagement. And it's very understandable, especially if you realize the tremendous cost incurred from lack of engagement, high levels of disengagement, and the resulting employee turnover. And for those of you who aren't aware of that impact, Ken Blanchard has published a very informative white paper. It's called The High Cost of Doing Nothing. Ken's research helps quantify the impact of leadership, or more specifically lack thereof, on your financials. The biggest mistake that organizations make is focusing like a laser on the numbers while losing their focus on their people. And I'm not discounting the need to meet key performance indicators or KPIs, or to successfully meet the goals and benchmarks that the organization sets out. I'm simply bringing a little bit of attention to the organizational obsession over the numbers. It paints a stark picture of where the drive, the focus, and the emphasis are for the organization. The numbers over the people. And believe me, your employees pick up on that sentiment. Concentrating solely on the numbers versus the people can be effective in the short term, absolutely. But it almost always erodes the long-term trust and eventually sends the one thing we're trying to increase, which is engagement, into a long-term quagmire. Simon Sinek stated very eloquently in his book, Leaders Eat Last, when he said this: when a leader embraces their responsibility to care for their people instead of caring for the numbers, then the people will follow, solve problems, and see to it that the leader's vision comes to life the right way, a stable way, and not the expedient way. You want your employee engagement scores to improve? Challenge yourself. What can you do today to improve, develop, and pour into your people? Your scores will always follow. My name is Dr. Dave Miles. My personal mission is to add value to those who make an impact in the lives of others. If you received any value from this today, go out and make a positive impact in the life of one other person. I'll see you next time for the second of the 5-part series, 5 ways to raise your employee engagement scores.